I found really interesting what Art said during the movie. Who wants inoffensive art? And besides some great movies and some great TV shows, do you think that there is too much inoffensive art around us today?
Um, I'd like to believe in a world that can hold all different kinds of art, but when people are ruled by greed, you know, what sells most is inoffensive. It's kind of the easiest analogy to use is if you had to have 5,000 people over for dinner, you would make hot dogs, or some really
Mm.
cheap food. And if you had five of your best friends over, you could make them a proper, nourishing meal. And when people are making art to serve as many people as possible, there's a great dumbing down that happens. Um, and then we're all left with that. And the dream of a movie is like a good meal, whereas it's not just there to entertain you, or feed you or feed your hunger. It's there to accomplish that and to leave you nourished, right?
Mm.
And so that's the dream that I have when I go to make a movie, is that I could not be wasting people's time.
Blue Moon is also a movie about that complicated feeling that is friendship. What do you believe that the relationship between Art and Rogers tell us about the human soul?
Well, I love that you say that because I do. I there's even a line in the movie where my character tells a young man, "Beware of love stories. Friendship is where your life is really spent." And I think that that's true. And there's a ton of movies about divorce and that kind of romantic heartbreak, but this movie is really about the loss of a great friendship. Um, and we're meeting them on their final moments together. I mean, by the time it's over and Margaret's going to get her coat, they even kind of run out of words to say to each other, and they just kind of sit in silence and wait for her to come back. And I find it very moving about how we can lose each other, you know.
In Blue Moon, there is a question about what you must have inside yourself to be an actor. So I ask the same to you. What must you have inside yourself to be an actor?
Well, you have to have a kind of fool's heart to be willing to step in on a stage and be ridiculed and looked at, and there has to be some part of you that just is dying to entertain others. That's a simple childlike thing. And then there's another part of you that needs to be part psychiatrist, and really a student of human behavior and what makes us tick. And then another part of you that has to really believe in the power of writing and language and words. Um, Language shapes how we absorb our universe and how we think about the events of our lives and the society that we live in. And it's a uh, it's an essential aspect of our existence, of how we frame our experiences, so how we can grow. And so so many tools that are kind of needed if you're going to be lifelong dedicated to this profession.
Blue Moon was a huge hit, but Hart didn't love it. Can success be a curse on an artist's career?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's so many, you know, oh, you could take Bob Dylan's been trying to run down the times they are changing. He wants to be, whenever you get identified for one work of art, the artists I've met, they often resent it. They're, Steven Spielberg doesn't want to just be E.T., like everybody.
Mm.
It's always, we as artists, you long to have impact and relevance, but then you want to have it again, and you don't want to be pigeonholed. Um, Linklater didn't want to be just the guy who made Slacker. He doesn't want to just be the Gen X guy. He wants to be relevant in 2025 until it, so
Mhm.
we all, the trouble with those successes is it kind of puts you in formaldehyde.